Hi there, my name is Sam and welcome back to another LEGO review, and today we should be taking a look at the set 71740J's Electro-Mech, which does claim 106 pieces, 2 minifigures, and this did originally retail for £18, $20 and €20. And yes, I know this isn't one of the island sets, but I think I'm actually going to upload this after them. I built this last night, so I had it already on my desk, so I thought, hey, I might as well, there's no point me finding a space, putting it back and then getting it out again. So that is why we're taking a look at this, and we will be answering the age-old question, is this the worst Ninjago set? Stay tuned for that answer. But here you can see that we have quite a few builds. You've got like the Electro-Mech knockoff, whatever you want to call it. You've got this weird vehicle thing, you've got some rockery shrine, and then you've got a couple other little bits of rockery and just like scenery, which is pretty cool. So let's take a look at the minifigures and the builds. So then taking a look at the minifigures here, you can see that we have Jay and Izarai, which honestly, I think they look pretty cool if we can move that one out of the way. You can tell that this is actually the same Jay that we've been getting, but I like the fact that they've actually given him the hood, which that disappoints me in the sense of, so we got a duplicate Lloyd and a duplicate Kai, duplicate Cole, and they didn't have a hood. Like, that kind of winds me up. Like, honestly, it's disappointing. Like, I'm really, you know what, I think I will with maybe a couple of my spares, maybe go and add their hoods, but then again, I don't know, it wouldn't really be accurate. But there you can see Jay, which honestly, I really like this back printing. I have to admit, I do like the look of it. It just looks really cool. And there you can see his face print as well, which is pretty cool. And there again is his front printing, which is cool. But if you want to see what he looks like there, you can tell he looks a little bit worried, but that still is a pretty cool minifigure. So yeah, that, I really like the way that they've done that. I think it's just a great inclusion, just to change it up. I guess the half mask actually might have been too hard for a 4+ set potentially, because actually I don't think they've ever done one, because it's a bit fiddly in the hairpiece, and that's also 2 extra elements instead of 1 big hood just to put over the top. But there you can see Izarai, which honestly I think Izarai looks pretty cool. You can see him there. So yeah, I like Izarai. I think he does look pretty cool. I'm putting the camera down a bit better, you can see that there. So yeah, Izarai, I think he looks pretty cool. There's his back printing. But now let's take a look at the set. So starting off with the actual build, you can see that we have these really weird vehicle. Like, it's kind of weird the stuff that they threw in here, but anyway, hey, this is what we had. It looks pretty cool, I have to admit. I don't dislike it. I think it looks cool. This I think is my favorite part of the set though, because it just looks completely different. You can see that we have these big wheel parts, and they have that massive axle body, like big brick piece for the bottom, which is pretty cool. They had the cannon, and then they don't even have a seat. Like, how lazy is that? Like, come on, like, what is Izarai gonna do? He's gonna get a sore butt if he sits there. But there you can see then we have like the bone on the back, which is pretty cool, and then we have that red part on the back, and yeah, that's what that looks like. There isn't much to it, and they've actually updated that on the manuals, because I got that piece with the old print in the, what was it called, the burrow. But yeah, this, I think it looks cool. Don't get me wrong, when it looks a bit weird. Like, how is he meant to drive this? Is this got some like telepathic circuit like the TARDIS or something? So that is pretty cool. And if you want, you can actually fire it, of course, so you're holding that button, and it's simply, okay, if we just do it like that, you can see that it fires that, and you can sort of hit it. I bet if you can hit it in the right place, you most probably could knock it down, I want to say. I bet it won't. Like, you watch, it's not actually going to knock him down. But if we sort of pull him up to here, let's see, can we... Okay, we can't knock him down, so no, there's not even enough force to knock him down. So that is quite funny that you can't even knock it down. But yeah, that is an okay vehicle, don't get me wrong, but still mostly the best part of the set. Then next up, we have got this little shrine, which honestly looks pretty cool. I like the look of it. You can see like the little dragon serpent up there thing, which looks cool. And yeah, the rockery's got the big ugly rock piece, the berg piece. And then you got this little scythe here, which I like. It looks pretty cool. Got a bit of space behind it. Yeah, I think this shrine looks okay. I have to admit, I like the look of this shrine. I think it does work pretty well. And then we got some brown rocks. So yeah, that is a nice little build, but I don't really get it. It's cool to get a bit more like the island, but that little symbol at the top sort of like spoils it for me. We then have this weird little rockery with the scorpion, which honestly, that, it looks okay. It looks pretty cool, I guess. You know, it's just a little rockery. That is the way it goes. And then we got this larger big piece of rockery with the spider, which is pretty cool. You can see that there. So that is all of that. Now let's take a look at the Electro-Mech. So then taking a look at Jay's Electro-Mech, or whatever you want to call it, this literally cannot be the Electro-Mech. Like, what has happened to this one? He's been to McDonald's, I'll say that for too many times. But taking a look at the leg here, you can see it's this really big element, which I have to admit is pretty cool. Like, honestly, I'd really like to see just where this like comes out next. Like, where would it actually appear? Because it's such just an interesting mold, and it's quite detailed, and I really hope it isn't just for the Electro-Mech, because that would make it even more sad, because this seriously just shouldn't have been used for the Electro-Mech. But putting that back in, you can see that leg part, which, yeah, yeah, that is the same one. Then moving up, you can see that we even have like a little gap. You can't get it completely down, which is quite funny. And you can see that we have that little shuriken piece, which I have to admit is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, but seriously, why does he like, just why? I don't even know what to say about this mech. It just looks random. But then moving up to the actual middle part, you can see that honestly, it looks pretty cool. And yeah, it's getting really dusty. That's one thing. This base piece was so dusty when it came out of the box, and it was covered in like cardboard chippings and stuff, and like in there as well. Like, be careful. You will have to, like, I'd say recommend checking that out. But then you can see that we have this arm here. Even if you want to call it an arm, like what even is this? I don't know. Like, I don't think anyone does. You can then see that we have these massive body parts, and they didn't even fill in the arms. Like, seriously, could we at least not fill in the arms? Then on the back, you have this, which they literally could have just given you a clip to hold it on his back, but no, they didn't do that. But still, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. But for the Electro-Mech, like, I like it because it's a Ninjago set, and I like Ninjago, so I like the set for that reason. But as a set, it's not particularly great, but it's not bad at the same time. I don't know. I think I like it because of how bad it is, because to me, it's like bad, but it's really funny. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those sets. But yeah, that is what the Electro-Mech looks like. You can see the little sword on the front, which is pretty cool. Like, I like the fact that we have got that there. And then we have got this little blade, which honestly, just, I don't know if I should be terrified or not of this thing. Like, is this terrifying? I don't know. And he can do a 360 round, which is pretty cool. Like, I don't know. Like, is that terrifying? I don't know. So yeah, that is the Electro-Mech, which honestly, it is so simple, and it is definitely a disappointment in the fact what they could have done. Imagine if, so the original one was, I think, £12 or 13. Imagine if for that extra £5 how better that set could have been. They could have made the top of the arms look better, made the legs look a bit better, the body, everything could have just been perfected. But that is the Electro-Mech. Now let's take a look at my overall thoughts on this set. Overall, I think this set, yeah, I'm gonna say I think this is the worst Ninjago set. I'm tying over this and the Stormfighter set, even though that has got, like, the Stormfighter is just like looks pretty terrible. I think the reason this is worse than that is at least the builds were something unique. The rattle car was like, that was really awesome. Loved it. That actually fits in with Ninjago, I would say, sort of like the 4+ Cars Cold set, best 4+ film set they've ever done, most accurate. Those sort of fit in. The temple is something different, not accurate, but at least it fits in. This literally fits in nowhere. I don't know where this would fit in. It don't fit in anywhere. That looks weird, and just that is, like, I guess that's the best part that fits in. But I don't know. It is most probably the worst Ninjago set. I'm gonna say it. Like, I think it is. Like, I just, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad set in the sense of, oh, it's garbage. I like the molds parts. I think it's cool. I think it's like a really cool, like, an adaptation. But I mean, comparing it to every Ninjago set and comparing it to like most things in my collection, it's a pretty bad set. Not gonna lie. But yeah, that's what I think. Do you actually really like this set? If you do, please tell me, because I'd love to know why you like it. But thank you all for watching this video. Until tomorrow video, I'll see you there. Bye for now.